Assalamu alaikum. Today, as I said, we will be going through, some of the examples, okay, which will help you to understand the analysis which we can do with the level of service uh, procedure. Okay, so there were three types of analysis which I mentioned in the last lecture: um operations and design, and service flow rate and service volume analysis, and then we also looked at the concept of having multiple gradients and the adjustment factors. Okay, so we will try to cover all these things in the coming examples. Okay, so this one, the first one is for a freeway segment for an urban area. There are 4 lanes, 10 feet lane widths, lateral obstruction at 0 feet from the pavement edge, total ramp density 5 ramps per mile, rolling terrain, trucks, typical mix, the default mix which I told you. The default mix is 70% SUT and 30% trailer trucks. Okay, this is the typical or default mix. Peak hour factor 0.95. The demand in the peak hour 3000 vehicles per hour, and we have to find out the level of service expected to operate during the peak hours. Okay, so whenever you have this example, you have to look for the free flow speed. First of all, look for the free flow speed. Free flow speed is not given, then we'll find out the free flow speed first. Okay, so free flow speed is not given. Let us find out the free flow speed. Now keep your calculators in hand. I'll try to cover it today. Okay, so that we are done with this chapter. So free flow speed is this one, F and W. Okay. So let us find out the TRD is given as 5. Okay, TRD is given 5 ramps per mile. Okay, now you have to find out FLW and FLC. Lane width 10 feet. So for 10 feet lane width, the reduction is 6.6 miles per hour. So FLC is 6.6 miles per hour. Then FLW, right hand side lateral clearance given as 0 feet, and it has 2 lanes in one direction. So 2 lanes here and 0 feet lateral clearance. So 3.6. Free flow speed. (52.8 miles per hour). Okay, fine. Now the second thing which we will find out is the capacity and breakpoint. Okay, let me go to that equation. Okay, so these are the equations for capacity and breakpoint. Okay, so we'll find out these two things. Now you can see that for free flow speed they have mentioned some adjustment factors, but there were no adjustment conditions given in the question. Like they did not mention any incident. They did not mention whether we're doing it in daytime or nighttime. Area is mentioned as urban area. Okay, so adjustment factors are not required here. Okay, you see these are the adjustment factors. Where are they? These are the adjustment factors for work zone, for weather, and for driver population, and for incident. None of these things are mentioned. That means these adjustment factors are not required. Okay, these adjustment factors are will be required if I tell you, okay, there's a work zone, or if I tell you there's an incident, or the weather conditions are not good. Okay, because normally these conditions will not happen. You are designing or you are looking at a highway. Incidents and work zone and driver population and adverse weather conditions are not normal. So if I not give you, or if it is not mentioned, that means you don't have to apply these adjustment factors. Okay, so looking at the equation for capacity. Okay, this is the equation for capacity: 2200 plus 10 into free flow speed minus 50. So capacity will be 10 sorry 2200 1.8 minus 50. Okay, so how much is the capacity? Yes, 2228 passenger cars per hour. Okay. Now, then we will calculate the break point. Okay, the break point is this. Okay, again, as I said, they are mentioning free flow, adjusted free flow speed. Okay, and since there are no adjustment factors required, so this will become 52.8. Okay, so 1000 plus 40 into 75 minus 52.8, and again no adjustment factor for capacity as well, so this factor will be taken as 0. Oh, sorry, not 0, 1. The default value of adjustment factor is 1. If there are no conditions mentioned, the factors will become 1. Okay, so FFS multiplied by 1, and this also multiplied by 1. Okay, so 1000 75 minus 52.8 multiply by 1. Okay, so I don't have to multiply by 1, I will just take it as it is. So how much is the break point? 188. Okay, this is passenger cars per hour per lane. Passenger cars per hour per lane. Okay, keep in mind break point and capacity. The units are passenger cars per hour per lane. Okay, 1888 is the correct answer. 1888. Okay, so this is the units are passenger cars per hour per lane. First one is the correct answer. Okay, now why did we find out the break point? Because we wanted to develop this equation for speed. Okay, so as I said, the adjusted, we don't mind the adjusted because it will remain as it is. Okay, so instead of adjusted free flow speed, we'll have 52.8, which is the actual one, because no adjustment factors are required. So basically these are two equations. If you see, there are two equations. The speed equals to free flow speed if Vp is less than equal to Bp, if flow is less than equal to the break point. Now I already have the break point. I already have the break point. Now I need to find out Vp. Vp is a flow, and I showed you the equation for Vp in the previous lecture. Vp equals the volume, given volume, divided by all these things: peak hour factor, number of planes, and heavy vehicle adjustment factor. Okay, peak hour factor is given, number of lanes 2, heavy vehicle adjustment factor I have to find out. Okay, so for heavy vehicle adjustment factor, the equation is this. Okay, I remember the equation. For heavy vehicle adjustment factor, the equation is 1 plus PHV, which is the percentage of heavy vehicles, is given as 2% in this case. Okay, minus EHV minus 1. Okay, this is the equation. So PHV is given as 2%, so 0.02, and for EHV, this is rolling terrain. So for rolling terrain, it is 3. Okay, for rolling terrain, EHV is 3. So give me FHV here. For 96. Okay, so now you can calculate Vp. So Vp equals 3000, the volume which is given, then peak hour factor. Let me go to the example. Yeah, peak hour factor is 0.95, 2 lanes in each direction. Okay, so you divide by the number of lanes in one direction. Okay, and heavy vehicle adjustment factor is 0.96. How much is Vp? 1642. Now my breakpoint was 1888. Okay, and again the units are passenger cars per hour per lane. Units are passenger cars per hour per lane. Okay, so VP, the scenario was if VP is less than breakpoint, then speed equals to free flow speed. If VP is less than or equal to breakpoint, then speed equals to free flow speed. My breakpoint was 1888. Breakpoint was 1888. So VP is less than breakpoint. Okay, so my speed is 52.8, which is a free flow speed. Okay, if VP was more than the breakpoint, then I would have applied this equation to find out the speed. This one. Okay, so I will just put S equals to free flow speed because VP is less than BP. Okay, flow is less than breakpoint. Okay, so speed equals to free flow speed. And again, no adjustment required because adjustment factor conditions are not mentioned. Okay, now why didn't I find out the speed? I found the speed because level of service is related to density. Level of service is related to density. So I wanted to find out density now. So density is flow upon speed. Density is flow upon speed. So your flow is, I don't know, 1642 or what? Can somebody else confirm? 1642 or 1644.7? What is it? It will not make much difference. The density is 1642, for example. Okay, it will not make much difference. Upon 52.8. Okay, so how much is density here? Yes, how much is the density here? 31. So we have a table which gives us density and the level of service. Yeah, so this is for freeways, okay? And multi-lane highways as well. So this is for freeways. So 31 is level of service E. 31 is level of, no, sorry. 31 is level of service D. 31 means level of service D. And again, the units are 31 passenger cars per mile per lane. Keep it in mind. Okay, you can see the units here, passenger cars per mile per lane. Your level of service is D. Okay, now in the book they have done a very good thing for us. Okay, that with the question, with the answer, they have mentioned some comments. So level of service D is usually an acceptable level of service for urban areas. Okay, in urban areas D is usually acceptable. In most of the cases you will have D in the peak hours. Okay, but this D is not at a high volume. 3000 vehicles per hour for 2-lane highway is not very high. It basically means around 1500 vehicles per lane. Okay, which is not too high. So why we have this level of service D? Level of service D is because of the poor geometric conditions. The main function because of level of service D is because the lane width is very small. If you see from the table, it was the least lane width. The minimum lane width is given for freeways and multi-lane highways, and the lateral clearance is 0. So you can improve the level of service if you can increase these things. Okay. Okay, so this is something which is good, and this is something which is showing you the design aspect. Okay, this is very good. Okay, then the next example is for a 4-lane multi-lane highway now. Okay, the volume is 2600 and characteristics are given. Okay, the segment has a sustained gradient of 3.5%. So now the terrain conditions are changed. The terrain conditions are changed. They're saying find out the expected level of service on upgrade and the downgrade. On the upgrade as well as on the downgrade. Okay, I'll show you for the upgrade. For the downgrade, I will just tell you what you have to do. Okay, like where you have to make the change. Okay, I showed you yesterday, but I'll just do it again. Okay, so again, first of all, find out the free flow speed. Okay, Find out the free flow speed because it's not given. So free flow speed equals to, it's multi-lane highway, so the equation is slightly different. Okay, so base free flow speed has a full median. Base free flow speed is 65. Okay, 65. Let me just do it directly. So 65 minus the adjustment factor for lane width. Lane width is 12 feet. 12 feet, right? 12 feet. So 12 feet is standard. 12 feet is standard. I don't need any lane width adjustment factor. So this is 0. Then letter clearance 4 feet on both sides of the road. On the road side means the right hand side and the median side. 4 feet plus 4 feet, so 8 feet. 8 feet letter clearance. Okay. Now go to the letter clearance. Okay. It's a 4-lane multi-lane highway, 8 feet letter clearance. So the adjustment factor is 0.9. Okay. 0.9. Minus the adjustment factor for median. Now we have a median. So adjustment factor for median will be 0. Okay, I'm taking the values from the table. If you want to go and look at the table, don't believe me, go there. Okay. Access points. How many access points were mentioned? 10 access points per mile. Okay, 10 access points per mile. So 10 access points per mile, the factor is 2.5. Okay, so how much is the free flow speed? .6 miles per hour. Okay, now we will find out C and BP and VP. Okay, again I will go back to that table which has the equation for all these things. Okay, capacity for multi-lane highway, this one, 1900 plus 20 times FFS minus 45. Okay, so capacity equals 1900 plus 20. FFS is 61.6 minus 45. Give me the capacity. Again, 2232 passenger cars per hour per lane. 2232 passenger cars per hour per lane. Okay, for multi-lane highways, BP is fixed, which is 1400. BP is 1400. Again, for multi-lane highways, we don't need any adjustment factors. No adjustment permitted. See, the adjustment factors are not required. Even if they mention, we will not do it. Okay. So BP is 1400. We don't have to use any equation for that. Okay. Now we have to see if my VP is more than BP or not. Okay. Check if the flow rate is more than BP or not. So the given volume was 2600. Okay. So VP is 2600. Okay. Okay. For doing that, I know I have to find out FHV. For VP, I have to divide volume with peak hour factor and number of lanes and FHV. So first of all, let us find out FHV. So FHV is 1 upon 1 plus PHV. How much is PHV? Percentage of heavy vehicles. Percentage of heavy vehicles, 10%. Okay, a standard mix, typical mix, same thing. Okay, standard mix, typical mix, default mix, it means the same thing. If they use the word heavy mix or equal mix, then we will look for the other table. Otherwise, standard mix, heavy default mix, typical mix means 70% single unit trucks and 30% trailer trucks. Okay, so 10% trucks. Okay, so 10% means 0.1. Multiply by EHV minus 1. So EHV, I have to come to this table. because sustained gradient, so I cannot use the general terrain conditions. Okay, so 10% trucks is here. This is 10% trucks. Okay, the gradient is 3.5, I think. The gradient is 3.5, yes. 3.5 gradient is here. Okay, the length is 1.25. So 1.25 is here. Okay, let me make it bigger. Okay, so 3.5, 1.25 length. If you come here, okay, it is 2.96. For 10% trucks, it is 2.96. Okay, if you want better results, you just refer to the table in the book. Okay, it is in chapter 28. Okay, 2.96. Okay, for the time being, just believe me. 1 minus 2.96. FHP. Oh, sorry, it's 2.96 minus 1. Sorry, 2.96 minus 1. Calculate now. 0.84. Okay, 0.84 with 2.96 minus 1, right? Okay, 0.84. So now we can find out VP. So VP is 2600 divided by, I need peak hour factor. Peak hour factor 0.88. 2 lanes in each direction again. Multiply by the adjustment factor. Okay, how much is it? 1667. Okay, 1667 or 1659. Anyone else? 67 or 59? Anyone else with the value? Is it 67 or 59? I'm asking, should I take 1767 or 1759? Anybody else can give me the value? 67 or 59? There are two values, right? Okay, one of you is saying 1767, 1766, and the other one is saying 1759. So 1767. Okay, you will take the whole number. I know, I get you. You take the whole number, but again, 1766.8. The whole will not be 1759. Okay, so this is what I was asking. So you will take 1767. Okay, 1767. Okay, 1767. Fine. Now come here. So we take 1767. Okay. Now VP, is it less than the breakpoint? Breakpoint is 1400. Breakpoint for multi-lane highways 1400. My VP is more than that now. My VP is more than the breakpoint. So the S will be found using this equation. The S will be found using this equation. Okay. So FFS is 61.6. Capacity, we have already found capacity. How much was it? 2232. Okay, let me just write down the values here. FFS 61.6 miles per hour. Capacity 2232 passenger cars per hour per lane. Okay. What else? Breakpoint is 1400. A value for multi-highway is 1.31. Anything else you need? DC, the density at capacity 45. I told you earlier. So DC will remain 45 passenger cars per mile per. Okay, so you have the values. Calculate S using this equation. Calculate S using this equation. Yes, speed. How much is it? Maybe. Can somebody else confirm? Can someone else confirm? Is this value correct? $57. Yeah, it makes more sense because 61.6 is the actual value. 61.6 is the FFS. So if you are getting 61.59 again, that means there is no change, right? So 57.4 makes sense. We said so this is 51.6 and then you are subtracting all this. So how can you get 61.59? Okay, so 57.4 makes sense. Okay, if nobody else is calculating it, I will take 57.4. Okay, so we'll calculate density. We'll calculate density. So density is the flow. So how much was the flow? VP, for me VP, so 1667. 1767 divided by the speed 57.4. Give me density. $30.7 is still level of service D. See here, we are here. 30.7 is level of service D still. Okay. So this is for upward gradient. Upward gradient. Okay. For downward gradient, what will change? EHV will change. The equivalency factor for heavy vehicles will change. Okay. So let me go to the table. So this was a table we used. Okay. So these values are for upward gradient. If you have a downward gradient, just take the value for 0%. Take the value for 0%. So your EHP will be 1.96. For downward gradient, your EHV will be 1.96. Okay. So your EHV changes means your FHV will change, your VP will change. So you have to repeat the calculation from VP onwards. You have to repeat the calculation from FHV onwards. Okay. The step where I calculate the FHV, you have to repeat the calculation from there onwards using EHV of 1.96. All the other equations will remain the same. Okay, maybe your VP is, your VP I think will be much higher now. So you will use the equation and your level of service may be, lower. Now, why did they say 3.5% take it upward and downward both? Why did they say both? Why don't just take it upward or downward? Usually volume repeat itself in different directions. So if you have 3000 coming in the morning, then you will have 3000 going in the morning or in the evening. If 3000 coming from A to B, then the same 3000 will go from B to A as well in the evening, going back to their houses. Okay, so if one direction has 3% upward gradient, the other direction will have 3% downward gradient. Okay, so in this example, it's like you are calculating level of service for one direction in the morning and the other direction in the evening. Okay, and mainly both directions have approximately, I will not say the volume is exactly the same, but approximately the volume is, very close to each other in the morning peak hour and the evening peak hour. Okay, so this is why they said do the calculation in both directions. Okay, but I'm leaving the other direction to you. The change will be from FHV. So you will take EHV as 1.96 because for the downward gradient. So your heavy vehicle adjustment factor will change, VP will change, and then your density will change. Okay, and I think speed may remain the same. I think so, but you can check. Okay. This was the one we did, right? Okay, now design example. Freeway design example. In freeway design example, basically we are trying to find out the number of lanes. We are trying to find out the number of lanes. Okay, so DDHV is given. Okay, for one direction the conditions are 0.85, familiar users, 15% trucks. Now we have heavy mix now. Heavy mix. Okay, 0.5 grams per mile. There is a level terrain, and then there is a segment of 2 mile which has 4.5% gradient. Okay, the objective is to maintain level of service C, but level of service D is also acceptable. Okay, you want to maintain level of service C, so it's a design example. Okay, so you have to think now in advance, what do you want? Okay, what do you want from the highway? So we want level of service C, but level of service D is also acceptable. Okay, so since we are designing something for the future, so you have this, you have to set the level of service. You have to set the level of service. Okay, so this is a long example. I will cover this today, and inshallah we will do the remaining two examples the remaining two examples are completely different, so they will also take some time. So I will cover the remaining two examples on Sunday, inshallah. Okay, but as far as your term project is concerned, it was covered in the first example which we did today. Okay, the first two examples, either you have a highway, the multi-lane highway or freeway. So we have covered the operational design of both highways. You are either doing this or that. Okay, so again, we start with finding out the free flow speed here. It's some freeway, so free flow speed will be 75.4 minus the adjustment factor for lane width and lateral clearance. Now you see here lane width and lateral clearance are not given. Okay, but it's an example. It's a design example. So if somebody didn't tell me that your lane width should be this much and your lateral clearance should be this much, if they didn't tell me and I am designing the highway, what should I take? I am designing the highway. Somebody didn't tell me what should be the lateral clearance and the lane width. What should I take? I should take the standard value, right? In your design, you should follow the standards. So if somebody says there is no restriction on you for the lane width and the lateral clearance, then I would do what? I will just simply take the standard values. So the standard values are 6 feet of lateral clearance and 12 feet lane width. So whenever for a design example, if these values are not given, that means you will design as per the standards, and the standards are 12 feet lane width and 6 feet lateral clearance. Okay, so I will design accordingly. So if you design according to that, then the factors will be 0. Okay, so factor for lateral clearance is 0, factor for lane width is 0. Okay, the only thing is TRD, total lamp density, which is given, okay, as 0.5 to the power. Okay, how much is this? How much is the free flow speed? 73.6 miles per hour. Okay, 73.6 miles per hour. Okay, now for this free flow speed, we have to find out the because if I go back, see, this is a design analysis example. So we have a DDHP which is given, peak hour factor is given, FHV I will find out, okay, because the terrain conditions are given, but I have to find out maximum service flow rate for level of service C and D. Maximum service flow rate for level of service C and D. Okay, so this is the point which I mentioned. We calculate 670. No, there's a slight difference here. Can somebody check? They are getting a much closer value. They're getting 74.8 in the book. Can someone check? How should I check the equation? I'm using the same equation, right? The equation by which we got, yes, same equation. So this value correct, 73.6 or 74.8? Because this will change everything else. 73.6. Let me just check. Let me just check the equation from the book. I saw the equation and I thought that this is the same equation as the old addition, so I just kept it as it is. So yeah. Okay, so maybe there's something in the book. Okay, so yeah, so I will go to this table now. Okay, and I will find out the capacity. Okay, I'll find out the capacity and the breakpoint. Okay, so capacity is this one. I know the free flow speed. I can calculate the capacity. Okay, so 2200. Capacity is 2200 plus 10. FFS is 73.6 minus 50. What is capacity here? Two 436. Now you see they have given me a maximum value of capacity which is this much. Okay, so whenever the value from the equation goes more than this, you will take 2400. Okay, capacity cannot be more than 2400, so I will take 2400. So capacity is 2400. Why? Because if the value, your value exceeds the limit of 2400, then the capacity will become 2400. Okay, whenever the value from the equation exceeds the limit of 2400, the capacity will be taken as 2400. Okay, so I will take capacity as 2400 now. Capacity is 2400. Okay, then breakpoint. So breakpoint is 1000 plus 40 into FS adjusted, which is 73.6. Multiply by the adjustment factors. Again, we are designing, so in case of design, we don't consider we consider the base or the standard condition, so no adjustment factors are required. Okay, so this equation was multiplied by the adjustment factor, which I will not apply because this is a design problem. Okay, so usually in design problems you don't apply the adjustment factors. So how much is it? The breakpoint 1056 passenger cars per hour per lane, right? 1056 passenger cars per hour per lane. Now if I come here, okay, if we calculate this much, then if they have plotted the curve for me here. Okay, so if you want, you can plot your own curve. If you want, you can plot your own curve, but let me explain to you what has happened here. So you have done up till here, right? We have done up till here. Okay, now they are saying if VP 1008 is your breakpoint, right? 1008 is your breakpoint. So if VP is less than equal to 1008, then speed equals to 74.8, right? So, and if VP is more than 1008, then your speed is equal to this. Okay, now what you will do is you will, so in this equation I have a value of VP as well, right? And the capacity is 2400. This is your free flow speed, okay. So I think although they have mentioned 74.8 here, but you are getting the same capacity, right? Your capacity and this value is the same, right? 1008 1056. Okay, so that's different. But anyways, so this is a free flow speed. Okay, so you will put 73.6. Since you are saying 73.6, I will believe you. So 73.6 should be put here. Okay, then 2400 I already told you, because the capacity exceeded the value for the limit. Okay, so capacity will be 2400. 45 is the density at capacity. 45 is the density at capacity. Okay, VP, you will try different values more than 1008. Okay, between 1008 and 2400 you will try different values. Okay, and this is capacity. For us this is 1056. No, sorry, this is breakpoint. So for us this will be 1056. For us this will be 1056, and this will also be 1056. Okay, so you will plot a graph. Let me show you the graph. Okay, how do you plot the graph? Okay, so here I will have flow and here I will have speed. Okay, now flow from 0 to 1056 according to you. Okay, I'm taking our values now. The speed will remain 73.6. Up to the breakpoint, speed doesn't change. Then you try different values. Let's say 1100. Okay, then 1200, then 1300, then 1400. Okay, and for each case you will calculate the value using this equation. You calculate the value using this equation. Okay, so for each flow, you will calculate the value. Okay, so I'm just putting random numbers here. Okay, I'm just putting random numbers. We don't have the time to calculate. Okay, so 66 and let's say 63.1. Okay, now I will okay, so this is the straight line and then this is your other. Okay, and if you go here, put a trend line here. And power.
دكتور check polynomial.
Where is polynomial?
At the thread line, more options.
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to do, my friend. Polynomial, okay. So polynomial, let me.
You can, yeah.
Okay, so this is something like this. Okay, okay. If you draw it, maybe using the by hand, it will be better, I think. Okay, because Excel, you know, it takes from start to end. So this should be a straight line. This one should be a straight line, and then for the other points, you should. I can plot it just for the other points. Maybe I can just plot it for these points. Okay, let me just plot it for these points because from here to here it is a straight line. So I don't need the first point. Okay, I'm just doing it to accommodate in Excel. Okay, because Excel has a problem with this. Okay, so trend line, more options, polynomial. Okay, so because in this region I know this is a straight line, right? I don't need it. Okay, so with two. I use moving average. Okay, so this is the best I can get. Okay, and then from here to here it's a straight line. Let me make a straight line here. Okay, so from here to here I know it's a straight line. Okay, so I just join this point with this axis with a straight line. Okay, then now again if you do it by hand it will be much better. Do it by hand, it will be much better. Okay, so I know the maximum density for level of service C, and I know the maximum density at level of service D. Okay, so at the maximum density at level of service is 26. The maximum level of service D is 35. Okay, so I told you for these two values, take the inverse, you will get the slope of the line. If you take the inverse, you will get the slope of the line. Then plot a line from the origin towards your curve with the inverse of 26 and with the inverse of 35. 26 is the maximum density for level of service C and 35 is the maximum density for level of service D. So when the line crosses your plot, these are your flow values. Okay, so the maximum flow rate for level of service C is 1747 because the line with the inverse slope of 26 crosses the graph at this point, and the maximum flow for level of service D is 2108. Okay, 2108. Okay, so you wherever the line touches the graph, okay, so this line has an inverse slope of 35. Okay, and you start from the origin and go towards the curve. Okay, then now since they have given me three conditions, they have given me three terrain conditions: upward gradient, downward gradient, and level. Okay, so we have 4.5% gradient for 2 miles. Okay, with heavy mix. I will come here. 4.5% is this gradient. Heavy mix is this value. Okay, and there are 15% trucks, I think, and the length is 2 miles. So you will take this value, 3.11. Okay, I'm talking about now FHV. So EHV will be taken as 3.11 for the upward gradient, 2.04 for the downward gradient. I told you whenever you have downward gradient, you will just take the value of 0%. And for the level terrain, EHV will be taken as 2. Okay, so you will have 3 values of EHV and you will have 3 values of FHV as well. Okay, so 2, 3.11, 2.04. Then you will calculate 3 different values of the gradient. The heavy vehicle adjustment factor, and then you calculate 3 different values of N. So volume will remain the same. Peak hour factor is given. It will remain the same. 1747, which is the level of service C. Maximum service flow rate. Okay, so I'm putting the best one. They gave me 2 choices. I'm putting the best one, 1747 on all the 3 cases. So you can see in all the 3 cases, number of lanes are 2 point something. So if you provide 2 lanes, then you will be very close to C. The worst case will be that you will get into level of service D, which is still acceptable. Okay, so according to these calculations, you should give 2 lanes in each direction, so it would be a 4-lane freeway. Okay, and the chances are that maybe in the level terrain or maybe in the upward condition or maybe in the downward condition, sorry, you may have level of service D, but this is also acceptable because I required more than 2 lanes, right? But I cannot give 2.3 lanes. I can give only 2 lanes or 3 lanes. So if you give 2 lanes, there is a chance that maybe on this segment, the upgrade segment, the level of service will be D, but this is also acceptable. There is no problem. Okay, so 4 lanes should be your answer. But if you see that there will be future expansion required for this project, then you give 6 lanes. If you see there will be future expansion required for in this project, then you give 6 lanes. Okay, because now then you will have a better level of service, and then in future you have already accommodated the extra lanes. For future expansion, you have already accommodated the extra lanes, and you should do it if you know the land in future will be expensive here. If you know the area is developing, so the land in future will be very expensive, so you should go for a 6-lane design. Okay, now accept my apologies for the delay. Got stuck with Excel, right? Okay, Jafar, okay, Hadil, Iman, Sarah, Haya Khalifa, Hadil, Iman, Sarah, and Haya Khalifa. Haya is here, okay. Jabir, Mahmoud, Khawla, and Hajar. Mahmoud. Okay, Mahmoud, Hajar, Jabir and Khawla not here. Okay, Amr is here, Ahmad Majid, Aisha, Ibrahim Abdullah, Dana Isa, Ahmad Majid, Aisha is here, Ibrahim is here. Okay. Dana Isa, Al-Hanoof, Abdullah, Al-Hanoof is here. Okay, fine. Dana Isa, Reem Abdul Hamid, Nadir Abdul Munim, Mishal Fayad, Mahmoud Adil. Reem is here. Nadir, Mishal, Mahmoud, Dana Yasir. Mahmoud is here. Yes, Dana is here. Mohammad Khalid, Khalid Qasim, Maryam Isa, Huda Hassan. Mohammad Khalid, Khalid Qasim, Huda Hassan. Mohammad Khalid is here. Khalid Qasim, Maryam Isa, Huda Hassan, Fatma Ahmad. Fatma Ahmad, Ammar, Abrar, Abdurrahman Ali Saidki. Fatma, Ammar, Abrar, Abdurrahman Ali Saidki. Ammar and Abdurrahman are here. Okay, Ahmad Amin and Ghassan Abdurrauf. Ahmad Amin and Ghassan. Okay, Ghassan is here. Okay, I'm going for section 2 now. Okay, anybody from section 2? Section 2. Okay, anybody else from section 2? Anybody else from section 2? Okay, so done, right? Okay, thank you and sorry for the delay. Extremely sorry. Assalamu alaikum. Have a nice weekend.